Hello, everybody! This is UA2 coming at you with my series review of Aldnoah Zero. Now, when I started this off, this was going to be looked like an awesome mech series. Great wars, great battles, great everything. But when I got to the end, I was like, holy shit, did that just happen? Because the ending is so dark, so sad in a way, that I did not expect it coming at all. Now, here's the rundown. In 1972, an ancient alien hieroglyph, hypergate, was discovered on the surface of the moon. Using this technology, human beings began migrating to Mars and settling there. The settlers discovered an ancient technology. Thus, the Vars Empire was founded, which claimed Mars and its secrets for themselves. Later, the Vars Empire declared war on Earth. And in 1999, a battle for the moon's surface caused the hypergate to explode, shattering the moon and scattering the remnants into a debris belt around the planet, cut off from Mars. Remnants of Vars insurgents established several massive orbital space stations, which the debris belt has, and a ceasefire was established. 15 years later, in 2014, an attack on the Vars princess during a peace mission causes the Empire to launch a new attack on Earth, and this time determined to conquer it once and for all. Now, that was the rundown of what the basis behind it is. But this series revolves around three main characters in this thing. Aldnoah, and he is a student who is the main protagonist in this series, who is just assumed, but he's really good at piloting these mechs and fighting these battles against Mars. You got Slain on the Martian side, but he's a Terran which means he's originally from Earth, but he was brought to Mars and became a favorite of the princess, thus bringing us to the princess, Asium Vos Alisa, and she is the third main character. Now, it turns out that the attack on the princess was not instigated by the Earthlings in this case. It was actually secret Mars insurgents disguised as Earthlings in order to help start a war between Earth and Mars. But in the process, we have most of the people who did this die except for one girl, and she joins up with the Earth forces. Now, her family dies because Mars decides to silence them to hide the fact that they basically tried to kill their own princess in order to start a war against Earth. Now, this is very interesting because we have this huge thing, and not all of Mars was behind this. We have only a small faction of the Knights who follow the king. And this was a dark series. It was violent. You have characters die. And I do not want to ruin why it's so dark at the end, but certain characters that you would expect to have lived die at the end of the series through a character you did not expect to shoot certain ones or kill certain ones, and yet somehow in the end the war ends. They don't give us details as much of how it ended, but the war ended. So this was a great series, great mech battles. It wasn't like multiple episodes. The entire thing was one huge saga. It was 12 episodes long. It was awesome to watch. The mech just looked like it was fit in. It wasn't like they were trying to be over the top at times. It looked like, and you could feel the overwhelming force of the Martians with their technology being so much more powerful than the Terrans. So this was a great series. It had great battles, and I loved it completely. It was darker than I thought it was going to be. Um, it had sadness towards the end. I could have wept at the end because how sad it was. But again, this was a great series. I loved it completely, and I'm really looking forward to what they do with it in the future. Will they create a spin-off, or is this going to be one of those series that they will actually dub in English? I hope so. It looks like it could really work as a dub. It is really great. The characters are awesome, and I loved it completely. Thus, this is the old way to say. If you like this video, please click like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. This is UA2 signing out.